Hey, what do you know? I vlogged this after all. So as I announced in last Thursday's video, I was planning on doing a vlog of my trip to the Opryland Hotel down in Nashville, Tennessee, and I did. And this is the footage for it. This fountain was actually really freaking awesome. It was in the center of what's called Delta Island, which is an area in the hotel. This hotel is huge, by the way. I mean, it's huge. It has about 4 to 5 main areas that you can go and hang out in, and they all look like this. It's all basically like a functioning city within this dome type thing. It's pretty epic. And this was the center of it. This was where the fountain was, and the fountain was pretty awesome. You can see there's penguins over there. They're not real, they're fake, but they're pretty cool. This was all also shot on the outskirts of Delta Island. The reason they call it that is because it's surrounded by a river, and yeah, it's basically the only reason why they call it Delta Island, because it's surrounded by a makeshift river. And guys, like I said, this place is like a fully functioning city. It has a lot of palm trees and plants everywhere. It really looks like something that you would have seen on a narrow gauge set from like season 4 or something like that. It really reminded me a lot of the Skarloey Railway for some reason. I think it was just because of how detailed it was. I mean, it was awesome. So before my parents get into the room here, this is the room tour. Here's the bathroom. You know, it's all nice. Got a sink right there. And then this is pretty much the room. It's 2 beds here, one for my parents and one for me. Got a nice LG TV right there. Some water and stuff. There's a fridge down there. And then here's a little workstation I have set up for myself, even though I'm only going to be here for a night. But I kind of claimed this as my own, and then this is my bed. So the rooms are pretty average sized for a hotel this big, but you know, there's about 4,000 of them in this entire place. But the hotel is pretty cool, and I'm just in here. We're waiting on some other members of my family to get here, so then we can go and grab something to eat at this mall that apparently is huge, according to my mother. And I'm just watching Mr. Sunday movies on YouTube, so free Wi-Fi, why not?
Which is the equivalent of about this much of a 4 gig memory stick.
So after we finally got out of the room, we started to walk around the hotel, and it was nighttime, as you can tell, and the Christmas lights were up, they were on, and it looked even more beautiful in nighttime. I mean, it was, I can't think of any other words to say. It was such a cool experience. There were also a lot of little like nooks and crannies like here that had just random waterfalls and stuff in it and places to sit. It was so cool. I can't think of any other way to say it. It was just a cool experience. So here's the part in the vlog where on Sunday night they have a light show that's all Christmas themed, and the fountain is a part of it, and it was really awesome as well. It lasted about 15 minutes or so, and It's basically they play Christmas music and the lights dance around to it and the fountain follows it. So here's that footage. So here's what's called the Skywalk. It's in the middle of the hotel, and it's actually how I got to my room most nights. It's basically just an overhead catwalk type thing that takes you over a bunch of areas of, I like to call it jungle, because that's kind of what it is. It's day 2 currently. This is the view. My room. Pretty sure I've already showed this, but yep, it's my last day here. I'm only staying for a night because got to get back to work tomorrow. But yeah, this place is pretty sweet. If you guys ever get a chance to come down here, I highly recommend it. So after we woke up on Monday, I was pretty ecstatic about skipping school and work, and we basically just explored after we ate breakfast at around 9:30. This tunnel coming up here, this was really cool. You walk through it and you can actually see the waterfall in front of you, and you can see everything out in front of you. This was towards the lobby area. It was called the Cascades. If you can't tell from this, I'm trying to follow the water that's being shot out throughout these islands on this river here. This was, again, really cool. I can't think of anything else to say. It was just really cool. This waterfall was epic. You'll see it in another shot coming up here, but it was epic, really. Something I can say other than good. Here's the shot I was talking about. Doesn't that look great? It looks like something out of season 4. It really does. Would you look at that Christmas tree? Isn't that a big one? So after we moseyed around the hotel for a while, we went to this place called Ice at Gaylord Opry. Wait a minute, this place is called Gaylord, then why isn't Edward the Great 248 here? Anyway, Ice at Gaylord Opry is an ice show, and it has all of these ice sculptures that are set up around in this freezer that was about 9 degrees, and if you can't tell, the theme this year was Charlie Brown Christmas, and makes perfect sense. I'm a huge Peanuts fan. You couldn't tell earlier, they also had this giant ice slide, which I did go down, and lucky for me, I didn't die. So, yee-hoo. The ice thing was really amazing. I really loved it.
But now it's kind of hard to miss this tree here to the left, isn't it? This Christmas tree. 48 feet tall, contains 48,000 lights.
In this footage here, we took a boat ride along the Delta River, which is a giant circle around Delta Island, and we had a tour guide telling us a bunch of history about the Opryland Hotel itself. I actually learned some things. I know, funny, right? I was skipping school, but I was still learning.
Well, now coming up here on the left, this is our fountain area. And during the holidays, we have what is called an atrium show. And what that means is the dancing waters are choreographed with the lights that are hanging. These curtains of light here. So as the show is going on, you will see images dancing through those curtains. It's absolutely beautiful. We have 2 different shows. Getting ready to cruise under our banyan tree. So we like to slow way, way down just for a few seconds. Now, in some cultures, the banyan tree is known as the wishing tree.
Huh, I guess Henry and the wishing tree really wasn't such a bad episode after all. So after the boat ride, we really didn't do much else. The boat ride was around 2 to 3 p.m., and then we went and ate dinner at this sports bar, and then me and my mom had to drive back because I had to get to work. I want to thank you guys for watching this vlog. It really means a lot, and like I said earlier, if you ever get a chance to go down to the Opryland Hotel down in Nashville, I highly recommend. It is a gorgeous place, and me and my entire family had a really great time down there. Once again, thank you for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.